Hello everyone, Tina here. Welcome to PhotoPlay's YouTube channel and welcome to Tuesdays with Tina. My name's Tina Smith and I am super excited to share another card project with you today. Today we're going to be using a few brand new items from the Say It With Stamps latest release. This is from the Say It With Stamps fall collection. So I think if you are interested in making Halloween cards or fall themed cards, this month we are going to take a look at some fabulous new items. This is the Pumpkin Faces stencil. It's a large 6x9 stencil, and the nice thing about this size is it's great for so many projects. 5x7 cards, A2, slimline, mini slimline, 6x6s, and it's also nice too if you're a scrapbooker. You could put this on a 12x12 page, kind of layer them together. That's super fun. But versatile 6x9 stencils are always nice. We're going to be using this, and then we're going to pair that with a brand new sentiment die. This one here is from the Say It With Stamps collection, and it's called Halloween Word Trio. There are 3 sentiments in here. Let me die cut them out and show you what they look like because they're super fun. I went ahead and die cut them out with black cardstock, and you know what I love? I super love is because it die cuts out one piece. So if you want cut another one and offset it to add a little bit of detail, you could do that. Pop it up with a piece of fun foam. Just die cut the fun foam and layer it. That's so nice with these. You get Trick or Treat, Spooky, and Boo to You. The Spooky and Boo to You have the little eyes. So if you wanted to put googly eyes in there, you could. So this is a nice, fun Halloween sentiment die set. We're going to be using this on our project. So we're going to jump in and do a little bit of stenciling with our Pumpkin Faces stencil. Now I have an A2 panel. This is 4 1/4 by 5.5 inches of yellow cardstock. Any kind of yellow cardstock you have in your stash would work out perfectly for this. I used my tape runner and put adhesive behind it. That way I could lightly tack it to my craft mat. Now before we use our pumpkin faces, I want to do a little bit of ink blending around here, kind of creating a halo look. So to do that, I'm going to bring in some inks. You'll really need just 3 inks for this. You may not need a yellow ink, but definitely an orange and a black. So we're going to start by adding our orange ink around the edges, kind of creating a circle in the middle of this panel. And to do that, you could use a blending brush, but I'm just going to use my blending tool. And we're just going to go around the edges with our orange ink. And then with the yellow, we're going to pick up some of that with our blending tool, and we're going to fade the two together. Just soften those edges is what we're basically doing. Let me show you up close. So we're just softening those edges so the transition is fading. And I think that's going to work out perfect. And it is not centered, but I'm not too worried about that because we're going to go ahead and take our stencil. If you want to put some adhesive behind here so it helps stick to your panel, you can. But I think I have enough room to hold it on the bottom to do our little ink blending on the top. Now we're going to take our dark or black ink, and I want to pick some ink up with my blending brush. And then we're going to go over these spaces with our black ink. We're going bold. Then we get to do the reveal. We'll put our ink away and just lift up our stencil. And we have some pretty spooky faces. But don't you love that halo look? I love the way this looks. Okay, we're going to give this a second to dry. And then while this is drying, and you know what, your stencil cleans up great with just soapy water. Warm soapy water and a towel will wipe it away. For my background, I love frames, and so I thought we would use the nested pennant banners to create a frame for our pumpkin faces. So let's take the second largest, and then we'll take the one right below it, we're going to create a thin frame. And I'm just going to use that sticky paper that I had used. No use in that going to waste. And then I am going to run this through my die cut machine. And then while we're die cutting, I have a piece of adhesive backed fun foam. What we're going to do is take the sentiment that says "Boo to You," and I'm going to die cut that out with black fun foam to give our sentiment a little bit of dimension. So this is the frame that we created with our Pennant banner. We have some fun foam, and I left the adhesive on the back, and then I'm going to use our die cut "Boo to You" that we die cut out with black cardstock. I'm going to go ahead and add some adhesive behind here, and we're going to tack this to our sentiment. Now I think we've had plenty of time for this to dry. I want to make sure that that halo is right in the middle of my Pennant banner. And then we're going to go back and take that die that we used for the outline of our frame. And then we're going to die cut this out. So our panel is die cut. This is going to fit perfectly along our pumpkin faces. Once we have our frame adhered, I just love the way this looks. For my background, I thought we'd bring in some pattern papers. We are using the Say It With Stamps Brights 6x6 paper pad. Love this paper pad. I like that the back side has the same colors. There's actually tone-on-tone stripes here. I don't know if the camera's picking it up. And then the front you get diagonal stripes. So I chose the green and then the orangey yellow color. I think it's going to go really well for my Halloween card. Now for my green diagonal stripes, we're going to trim this down to a card front panel. I'm going to put this on my card base, the front of it. So we need this to be 4 1/4 by 5.5 inches. And this will fit my card front beautifully. Now with these two pieces, I want to create a tag. I'm going to use this tag, but this tag's a little bit too large. I'm going to show you an easy way to customize this tag. There's actually 3 tags in this scalloped frame set. You can customize this one too, the same exact way I'm going to show you. Okay, let's put these back. I'm going to take the tag and I'm going to die cut this out. We're going to go yellow or green. I'm going to die cut this out. I want green. I think I can just make it. So I'm going to run this through my die cut machine just like this. Okay, I die cut out my tag. We're actually going to, for the green one, we're going to flip it around and I'm going to use the tone-on-tone green. Okay, now I wanted my sentiment to fit here, but I don't need this extra room. But this tag has some rounded corners. It's very easy. Take your die and make sure that the cut lines are on the top side. Take your tag, place it in between each of the cut lines. It'll fit there like a puzzle since you die cut it out. And then you can slide it to where you want it here. And I think that's like, you can go on this side if you wanted to. So I think that's the perfect size. Let's measure. Yes. So that's like the perfect size. Now once we have our tag in between our cut lines, what I like to do is take a piece of tape and I'm going to tape this in its position. Put the tape right over the cut lines, and then I'm going to run this through my die cut machine. And this is going to give me those rounded corners and shorten my tag. And it will fit my Boo to You beautifully. I'm going to do the same thing with this tag. Okay, I went ahead. This one is actually a little bit longer. You'll see here. If you line it up from the top, I think that's going to work out to my advantage. Now I'm going to layer both of these together, and I want to add a little bit of texture to these. So to do that, I'm going to bring in an eyelet and my crocodile. And I'm just going to put the hole in these tags are perfect size for one of the large eyelets. Like so. And then we have a nice little metal attachment. Now I'm going to remove the release paper off of my Boo to You. Remember we put it on that black fun foam? We're going to adhere our sentiment over to our green tag, kind of centering it. And then I'm going to take some twine, some black twine. Then our sentiment's going to go. I'm going to tie a bow with this, but I'm not going to do that just yet. I like to secure this to my paper first. This just gives me a little bit more control. We're going to bring in our card base, which is a side folding A2 size card base. And we are going to flip over our diagonal stripe paper, put some adhesive on the back side. And remember, this is the card front panel, so this is going to cover the front of our card. After we have this adhered, let's zoom in a little bit, I'm going to go ahead and add some foam behind my pumpkin faces. I just used some more of that black fun foam to put behind my pennant banner here, and then this is going to go in the center. Once I'm happy with this placement, we can flip around our sentiment here, and I'm going to add some foam circles behind it. When I add the foam circles, I'm making sure that I go over the second tag. This way it's positioned exactly where I want it and it's not going to shift. And then I'm going to take the tails of my twine and tie a bow here. And I think that looks super fun. Not too scary. I'm not a scary Halloween kind of girl. I like it kind of fun. Now I do want to add a little bit of sparkle or shimmer. To do that, I'm going to bring in some stars that I've had in my stash for a while. And we're going to add a few stars in our background. And then that finishes off my card today using the Say It With Stamps Pumpkin Faces stencil and also the brand new Halloween Word Trio die set. Super fun Halloween card. I hope you enjoyed my project. I hope you have a fabulous day. Thank you so much for joining me. We will see you next Tuesday. Bye-bye.